Good morning, welcome back to the farm. Apologies for no video on Sunday. I was enjoying bank holiday with some of my extended family. Just come to pick up the boss man. Here he comes, flat stick. Lots has happened over the bank holiday. Lots of calving, maize harvest and whatever, but we'll catch up with that in a minute. So we'll go and do some dry cow fences.
Hello.
Do we need hay? Do we need hay up there or no? Yeah, we'll go out for a heap of maize. We haven't done all of it, only probably just under half of it. Got the red gang in the shed. Lots to catch up on. Anyway, I'm going to go and do some dry cow fences, it would appear. Rob's going to go feed some heifers away from home. We've had a breakfast, and I think the plan today is to try and catch up on some cows' feet that need doing. We've got a few, I think it's mainly digital dermatitis in the close-up dry gangs, and we've got one that's carved already, 250. Her as well. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I don't know if you guys remember a long while ago, so when we first started drying cows off, I showed you how tight the cows were eating the grass to the floor, and it just looked like mud, and you'd never think it would ever come back.
Well, considering we've not really had any rain, look how well it's come back. It is green.
I can't see a flipping thing that way.
Yeah, we've definitely got some form of regrowth.
Forecast on my phone, if you can trust your phone forecast, says that we may get a chance of rain over the next 9 days. That would be pretty helpful. Any rain is helpful, really. Okay, going up the motorway off up to where my family farm, you go through parts of Somerset and Gloucester, sort of where the funky farmer is, Gloucestershire. Oh, it is just barren. Everything looks like this. And this has just been hammered by dry cows. This is the last field they're in. They're now outside the hedge.
See the milkers, they're in a greenish field.
I'm not sure there's a lot there for them to eat. We're sort of just letting them out to nibble a bit and to lie down more than anything. Best part about coming up here, look at these blackberries. That'll be a really sour one. That's small and hard. Oh, look at that juicy one. Oh, yes. Rob will expect no less than for me to be stood here eating blackberries. I should be doing fences.
We really ought to fix that at some point as well.
Right, let's do some work. Morning, girls. So this is the next group of cows that are going to calve. I think I'm right in saying that they'll come home on Friday this week. Today's Tuesday, and we'll sort them into their calving groups. See, there's one there with a foot
that we need to do. She holds it in the air. She's not like lame as if she can't walk on it, it's just annoying her.
So that again will be Digi, so when we get home on Friday we need to sort her foot out. It's weird, Digi you normally get sort of winter, when there's lots of slurry around and the cow's feet are always wet and whatever. Of course it's been so dry, I can't quite believe that that's what they've got, but it's what it is.
Hello Ginge, what are you doing down here? Right, you can see there is actually some grass here for them to eat. It's all brown and horrible looking, but there's some form of fodder.
I set you up there, you can see the cows as they come in. Let's go, cows. They are happy as Larry. I probably give them slightly too much here, but don't tell Rob. Right, now this is the fun bit, because the ground is so flipping hard. So it sounds soft on top, and then you hit the hard bit. That stake went in the ground very well. Right. Tighten this fence up. Go round. That makes it live, so it's got some power in it, and we're just going to hook it on there like so. Good.
The dark art of dry cow fencing. This one looks a little slack here. I'll just tighten that up as well.
Right, that's better. Sort of try and check them whilst I'm putting the fence up and as they come through, but just give them a little visual check. Make sure nothing looks like it's got any big swollen quarters
Obviously we check their eyes as well, because we've been having trouble with that this year. They all look pretty happy.
Right, that's 1 out of 2 done. Just those guys up on the hill now to do. That's the next ones after these to carve. Some of them have only been dry since Friday. So there'll be some in there that have got some big udders, but you just got to try and remember who those are and not worry about it too much, because they will go away after a few days. I'll tell you what, if it could rain by night and then be like this during the day, that'd be lovely.
You can see we've got a fair bit of grass here to go out with dry cows. So those guys will come home probably within a week. And that field up there won't last very long for those guys, and then they'll come down here as well. Before you know it, it'll all be over. I don't think we're due to start carving until today. And today is the first official start date. And we would have had 20 or 25 carve. 20 maybe. I should know that, shouldn't I? Yeah, water looks good.
Try and get this block off, I suppose.
Take it off.
I think she had an ulcer there.
I put that block on quite a while ago. It's 250, yeah. So this is a JM Farming Special, that block. It stayed on there, which is good.
We've done a few feet. They've all had digi.
Rob's just trimmed up that foot. It's nice and clean. Why don't you stay on for 5 minutes or forever?
5 minutes or forever. Look at those things, crikey.
I'm going to have to get them.
Not wide enough.
No.
Hooray! There it is.
Not too bad.
That was glued on well. Look at the wear on it.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. Right, have a gander. Take the rest of the glue off this one and we'll see what your ulcer or whatever's going on. Oh, nice maggot in there, Josh.
Oh, nice.
In behind your block.
In behind the block.
Not anymore. I think that's all the glue off now.
Where was the maggot even living? There's nothing.
I don't know. It's just literally
Just happened to be there.
Looks like a soul open.
horrible hole.
It was just a great big hole. That's what it was last time.
So you've done nothing. You put that block on for 3 months. It's done nothing. That's why you're meant to go back and look at them. And here we are now.
You are really not.
No, that's all right. Put your squirty bottle there, Josh.
Squirt, 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 squirt.
I don't know. Still just a bit of a hole. I have to take that whole heel off this time.
Yeah.
I will change 9.
Just realised I never showed you the after, but basically the ulcer hadn't grown out. I probably haven't gone far enough back with it when I trimmed her. But I trimmed it all out now. We haven't put a block on her because her claw that hasn't got the ulcer, and also the front of the one that has, is a lot higher than the actual ulcer site itself, so she'll be fine. Doesn't need a block as such, but it's all trimmed out. Just put a little bit of blue spray on it, just for good measure, and gonna let her back out with her mates. So she's actually part of the red gang at the minute. She's fresh calved, and they're going out over there for a bit of grass today. They've had a belly full of silage in the shed. Very important with fresh cows, keep them full after calving. You might see Tom Pemberton offers them like warm water as soon as they've calved, and they'll go mad for that. We have far too many calving at once to even think about doing that. That's why the red group get silage in the morning, and then the main herd will get silage at night. So they get silage at least once a day, whether they're in the red group or the main group. And then all the ones that are yet to calve up there, look, they get a strip of grass, and then the hay feeders are kept full as well. Rob reckons there's a cow out there that's calved, because he found a calf the other day with no mother. Here they are, the fresh gang. A lot of these will go in the tank tonight. I think there were 6 this morning I tested. We use a California milk test, so once they've had their withdrawal period, so anything that's on antibiotics, we'll have to stay out for 8 milkings, and then we'll test them. Come on, girls. So yeah, anything without tail tapes, there's like a heifer there. She can go in, that one's got to stay out tonight. That one can go in the tank, that one can go in the tank. But we'll let them out tonight so they get some more silage again later on. Hey! Get off the maize pit. Yeah, as you can see, maize is in the clamp. Some of it anyway. When we do the other bit, it will go right over the walls, and it will fill all of this pit, go over top of that, and then we'll open up the first cut then. Start feeding some maize. Hello, beef calves. Hello, more beef calves. Hello, Rob.
Yeah, 19 beef calves.
19? Oh, good.
10, 6 and 3. I think that's 19.
That is 19. That one's getting his tag.
Angus heifer.
Double check.
Yeah, I'll try to check before I put them in the book now.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. Oh my god.
He writes it off instantly.
No respect for the crowd.
No respect for Josh's person. Problem is, there's nothing out there for them to eat.
Oh, they've got all this.
And they're going to be freshly carved.
Yeah, they need something.
Although another one of those ideas that is right, but I don't want to do.
It, but you know he's right.
I know it's right.
Oh, I just love my life.
No, that's why I left that time.
That was keeping the whole lot up. Look at this amazing pit of grass.
That's it, feed them to the lions.
Yep. There is so much room for more maize up here. Feed a bit, make a bit. Right, let's sort this out.
Right, where's going to be the easy way to pull this sheet up? It's the next one.
I have no idea.
Probably this end.
Just info.
What do you mean, no idea? You're the ideas man, I thought.
I've got loads of ideas. You never know.
That's why you're the ideas man. You've got loads of ideas.
You're the nomad.
I'm the one who keeps you in check. No, that's a silly idea.
Pin it down before it goes anywhere. Right, we just pulled that sheet back. It's a bit difficult to know what to do because we're not feeding it fast enough to keep the face nice. We had a bit of spare maize here in the corner, so I've been feeding that, so we might just open up this corner here, other side of the wall. We're probably going to house the cows at night because fresh cows need feeding. You can't get away with just chucking them in a little bit of grub like we are and putting them out on nothing. What's that cow doing? That cow over there I thought was dead. Giving me the scares. So yeah, you can't really keep them on nothing. They got to be fed, and we're start ramping up calving a bit quicker now. So there'll be more fresh calvers than there will be anything else, so it'll be worth feeding them. So we'll have to make a plan. The other maize won't be cut for another week or so. Right, a little detour on the way home for some lunch. I'm up in the maize field that I've been showing you all along. Now I didn't get any footage of the maize being harvested because I was away, but we got some people wanting to come and have a look at the grass in here on Thursday this week, so I thought I'd better come and have a look myself. Now it doesn't look anywhere near as good as it did when it was drilled, just because it's been so dry, and it doesn't look as good as the grass from last year yet, but we are due a fair bit of rain. I say a fair bit of rain, we're due some rain this week, so hopefully that'll kick it into action. Obviously the maize is all gone now. The rows of grass are here, as you can see, but there's just no moisture in the ground whatsoever. That is dry all the way down. Look. That's gone down an inch there now or so, and it's just bone dry. So it's hanging on for some rain. We had a little bit overnight. I think we had like 1.2 mil or something. So enough to settle some dust, but not do a lot else. But this field here obviously is all now stubble, as well as that one over there and the one on the bank down here. So they've all had the grass drilled into them, as you've seen. And now the maize is off and the light can actually get at this grass. Any moisture it gets, it will just motor onwards. It'll be one of those things, we'll try and keep a bit of an update on it. We probably won't do anything with this, whatever comes of it, because this field isn't fenced. There's a road there, there's a main road there. There's sort of one big triangle surrounded by roads. We don't own the ground that side, and obviously got to cross the road to get over there. So whatever comes here will probably just be ploughed back in, but it's more for the runoff that we might get over the winter. That's the reason for doing it. And as you saw previously, some of the stuff we've done on some ground closer to home has actually had some heifers on it all spring and summer. And we didn't even cut a bit, but I wouldn't recommend cutting it either. Cutting any of this, if it came to anything, is you got all this maize stalk in there as well that you got to try and do something with, and it's just not going to be any good if you end up with that in your clamp. But yeah, you can see how ripe the maize was. That is the colour that the plants were. But the cobs were really, really good. I was hoping to find one, they got left behind, but I don't think there'll be one anywhere. Oh, there's a plant, is there one on there? I mean, look at how good these grains look. And this is a very small cob for what was in here. This is one that's just been run over or something. At the end of the day, this is what you grow maize for. These sweet corns, or these grains I should say. And yeah, they are fit, they're hard. So anyone who's not familiar with maize, that would go through the forager, and they have what's called a corn cracker on the inside, which would smash up each individual grain as it goes through, as well as shredding all the plant material as well as that goes through. And inside these grains, well, it's just a sweet corn really, it's full of starch, and the energy part of your TMR diet. Balance that with the wheat that is in our grass, and the grass itself, which is typically higher in protein. That's a very good diet for dairy cow. Yeah, I can't even break those on the bonnet of my truck. They are rock hard. The other sort of 65 acres we've got to do was drilled a couple of weeks after this, so it's still fairly early, but that's a lot greener. So we're probably going to try and do that next week, I think is the plan. It seems ridiculous to be doing it. You know, today's the 26th, so this was done on the 23rd of August, harvesting maize. That's mad, isn't it? But we've got to get away from calendar farming because it doesn't work. There's a bit of weed come up there as well, all that green patch. That'll be good for overwintering. Oh, there's a cob there, let's have a look at that one. That's a slightly better looking cob. So you don't really want them left behind, but the odd one falls off or gets knocked off, where a maize gets run over. See, there's a few smaller grains on the end of there, whether that's just a lack of moisture right at the end of its maturing period. 17 grains around. If I do just smash one up here with my knife, that is what you get on the inside. I'm shaking all over the place here because I'm leant on my bonnet, but see that little white powdery stuff? Doesn't look a lot different to if you smashed up a wheat grain. But that's why it needs to be smashed, so the cows can get at that bit and they can break that down. If these grains here don't get smashed up, they just go through the cow's hole. You find them in the dung and you know they've not been smashed up. That is rock solid. And the birds will enjoy that anyway. Something will eat it. We're in that funny stage now where we're not really that busy, but we will be busy when calving kicks off. I think we've had, we say 19 beef calves, 10, we've had 29 calves, or 29 cows calve, which is pretty good for today being the start date of calving. Fortnight, 3 weeks will be pretty mental. There'll be heaps of calves. And actually one thing I meant to mention earlier was we actually had a clear TB test last week, which is incredible. Really, really good news. And we haven't yet heard from the ministry. I think Rob will probably get in contact with them. But we don't know whether that will mean we can sell calves before having another test or not. Our TB history was clear up until we had some IRs. And then they retested as IRs again, which means they are classed as reactors. They then went to the slaughterhouse and were killed, and they came back with no visible lesions. So we don't really know where that leaves us, and we obviously just had a clear test. So whether or not we need another clear test in 60 days time is what we need to find out. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to sell some calves, because ideally the beef calves will go sort of every 10 days as they're born and on milk and tagged and everything, and that just keeps the whole job a lot easier. But we'll find out. We've got the space to keep the calves if we need to. We've obviously got milk and we've got milk powder, so if we have to wait another 60 days we will. It just means we've got a lot of calves to feed. But anyway, that was the big news. It was a clear TB test, and we've done some maize. So we'll keep an eye on this field, see how this grass comes along. I'm sure it will absolutely motor. It gets a bit of moisture on it. It's just been one of those very dry years, hasn't it? But anyway, thank you very much for watching. We've got Tebburn and Cheriton young farmers coming tonight to have a look around the farm, so looking forward to that. We've got cows and heifers and everything to bring home at the end of this week, so I'm sure you'll see that in another video soon as well. Yeah, just enjoy the sunshine, I guess, whilst it lasts, but we do want some rain. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it is completely free. If you want to buy some JM Farming merch, there is a link in the description. Thank you to everyone who has been doing that, and we'll see you on the next one very soon. Cheerio.